All right. I've started the recording. We are now creating a Scratch project for, what's your student name again?
Student number.
Your name?
Nobertulo.
Nobertulo. Okay. Oh, and that's your username as well. Okay, great. So here we see our little sprite, and it's a kitty cat. And we're going to make the kitty cat to ask a question. And the question we're going to ask is, what is climate change? Which I sent to you in a PDF document. It was about a week ago. So this is the Scratch environment. Scratch is used to introduce students to programming. So the first thing we got to do is we got to go and ensure that we have this little green flag that we got to click it and we got to start the program. So if I look carefully at some of my actions, these are my actions that I'm going to be doing. Now in programming in Scratch, we call these events. So I'm going to click on an event and I'm going to drag it across. So when I drag it, it says when the green flag is clicked, what do I want to do? I want the kitty cat. It's all about the kitty cat, right? There's my kitty cat.
Yeah.
I want the kitty cat to say hello, right? I want him to say hello. All right, so I'm gonna look. Oh, let's make the kitty cat say meow. So I'm gonna say when the kitty cat. Right. So when you kiss, do you hear that?
Yes.
Great. Then I want the kitty cat to ask a question, and the question is going to be, what is climate change? Or let's say hello first, right? Let the kitty cat say hello. So I'm going to take another action. Let's call this action where it's talking. Now, when I'm going to start teaching you C++, I'm not going to say hello. I'm going to use the word see out hello. All right, keep that in mind. And then I'm going to ask the question, what is climate change? There's a question that I'm going to ask. Now, you are a programmer, okay? And you are answering a task, a project, something that I've given you to do. And the thing I'm giving you to do is, I want you to answer the question, what is climate change? But you're going to answer it in the Scratch environment. So you said, what is climate change? You said that to another sprite. And you have a kitty cat, and we're going to make another sprite over there. So let's go and add another sprite. And the sprite I'm going to ask is, would you like to ask that as a duck? Not yesterday, on Tuesday, we used a duck.
I
Today,
didn't see what.
I beg your pardon?
Why did you click to edit why did you click?
Where did I click? All right, let me go back.
Yes.
On the bottom right-hand side, there's the sprite. I clicked on the choose a sprite button. Okay. Now, I'd like you to answer this question. What sprite would you like to include?
Just a boy.
Just a boy, okay?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's see which boy is that now. There we go. Where's the boy there? Oh, Calvert. Is that what you like?
I don't see any.
Okay, I don't see that. Or D. Do you like the boy a D? Okay, so we included D. Right, so I clicked on D, and there's D out there, right? So can you see D?
Yes.
Now, so this is what's going to happen. Your kitty cat said hello. And then I'm going to transfer control to D. So when the space bar is pressed, I want D to say hello. Right? So I want D to say hello. So let's go back to the kitty cat now. So there's the kitty cat. I'm going to say when the green button is clicked, the kitty cat is going to say meow. Then the kitty cat is going to say hello. And the kitty cat is going to say, what is climate change? All right?
Yes, yes, yes.
All right, so I'm going to make the kitty cat say, hello.
Huh?
Do you see that?
No, sir.
Can you hear the kitty cat making a meow sound?
No.
Let's try it again. Can you see that?
Yes. Yes, sir.
All right. Are you happy with that? So now now that he said hello, I actually want him to ask the question to the little boy that says, what is climate change? So let's try it again. So let's take out that hello. I want the kitty cat to simply say, what is climate change? I click on the little red button to stop it, and he says, what is climate change? Now, I'm the programmer. I know that when I press the space bar, the boy is supposed to answer. Can you see that? He says, hello. Let me press the space bar again. I'm pressing the space bar, so I'm in control. And this is when I click on the let's call this program code. When the space bar is pressed, I need to say hello. So I'm going to say climate change refers to an increase in the average Earth's temperature. All right. And I'm going to display this for about 5 seconds. And then I'm going to say, I'm going to start think. I just click on the icon that says think, and I drag it across. Let me try this now. I'm going to press the space bar. Climate change refers to an increase in the average Earth's temperature. I need an apostrophe out there on the Earth. Right, so we're giving him some. Okay, let's start the program again. When I clicked on the green flag, it says, what is climate change? And when I click on the space, climate change refers to an increase in the average Earth's temperature. Now that we've done this, I'd like to share this with my students. NQOBETHURE. All right, so I gave it a name, and I'm going to click on this share button. Someone asked me a question on Telegram, how do I share a project? This is how I share the project, right? SCRATCH. And I click on the share button. Now it has saved it and it's shared it. So there's it says, give me, I can have some instructions out there. So I'm going to say, please
Sorry, your mic is muted.
But someone mentioned my mic and you didn't hear what I had to say. Now I'll have to repeat myself. I can hear some background noise. Right, I've muted everybody. Okay, so let me go back to what I was saying. I need to, here I am inside my project, my Scratch project. I need to share my project. So I click on the share button. And when I shared my project, I need to now go and have a look at what I have. Let me go and see my projects. It is saved. Yes, it is saved. And I'm going to save it for that. I'm going to save it and I'm going to share this later with you. Okay, so let me go back to my first screen. Right, there's his first project. Now I'm going to share it. By sharing it, I mean I'm going to copy this link. I'm going to copy this link and I'm going to paste it in my WhatsApp group. Oops. So I paste the project in our WhatsApp group. Now, does that answer your question regarding Scratch? Hello?
Yes.
It does.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I'm so happy for that. Okay. Anybody else has a question before I move on to the next section? Yes,
Yes,
in Shama. Yes, go ahead. I'll ask your question.
Oh, so say, what is the maximum number of functions or actions that we have to use on this project?
Well, it depends on you. If you'd like to
Sorry.
include sprites, by all means do that. But for now, because you're starting, can you just have two sprites? Maybe a kitty cat and a little guy, or a kitty cat and a dinosaur. So the kitty cat will ask the question and the dinosaur will answer the question. So one of the questions you can ask is, what is climate change? And the next thing you can ask is, what can you do to prevent the effects of climate change? Or how can you curb climate change?
Okay,
Does that answer your
yes, so we are able to even include the impacts of climate change.
Of course you can. Yes, yes you can. Right?
Okay, thanks.
All right, great. Now I'm going to leave Scratch and I'm going to go into C++ programming. Okay? All right, everybody? Hello?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Good.
Hello, are you still there? Hello? Please talk to me. I can't see your face. I don't know your non-verbal cues. I don't know whether you're listening to me.
Yes.
You are. What can you
Yes.
see on screen?
Yes, I can see.
What can you see?
I see my name followed by Nobetsule's first scratch project instruction.
First scratch project. Excellent. Right. Now I'm going to sign out of the project. And I'm going to click on sign out. And then I'm going to type in my address bar www.w3schools.com. Do you see that? Hello?
Yes, can you
can
please
see that.
repeat that? No, sir. No, I didn't.
In the address bar, I typed in www.w3schools.com.
The search bar.
Yes, in the search.
Okay, sir.
I've shared my screen again. And then I'm going to navigate to programming, learn C++. Do you see that? Here it goes. C++ is a popular programming language. It is used to create computer programming or computer programs. Let's start to learn C++. Here's an example of a C++ program. Now they have something about the hashtag include IOStream using namespace std in main C out hello world. Let's run the example and let's see what happens. When I run the example, it says hello world. I'm saying hello world. Let's take out the word world and we want to include our name. All right, so I'm going to take out the word world. And you will have, so I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste this into our WhatsApp. This is our first so that's our first C++ program. So there's our first C++ program, which is hello world. Now, I'd like to go back to Scratch. In Scratch, we had a little kitty cat that said hello. All we had to do was click the green flag that said, I'm going to start my program. And now I want to make the kitty cat say meow. And the kitty cat said hello. In programming, which I'm introducing you to now, we don't have any kitty cats out here. There's no kitty cat here. and there's no green flag. What we have are program statements. And the program statements are saying include IO stream, which I'm not sure what that means. Using namespace std, again, I'm not sure what that means. And then it says see out hello world, return 0. And if you notice at the end of the line, there's a terminator. Now, in order for me to run this program, I need a particular type of software. And the software that I'm going to be using is called codeblocks. Codeblocks is a compiler type of software that allows me to code or program C++ program statements. So I've started codeblocks, and it should be appearing on your screen. Do you see it appearing on your screen? It would say codeblocks. Hello, anyone there? Hello, hello, hello. Oh no, where's everybody?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you there? Great. Are you able to see codeblocks?
Yes, we are.
Okay, great. So now that I have codeblocks, codeblocks, I told you, is my codeblocks is my tool. Think of it, right? It's software. It's a tool that enables me to start my projects. Do you recall in Scratch, when we wanted to start a new project, we had to create a project. So the same thing, a similar thing happens out here in codeblocks. In codeblocks, I'm going to create a new project. I'm going to click on create a new project. And we are going to be using a console application. So you click on console application and you select go. All right. When you click on the go button, it says, please select the language you want to use. Please make a selection. Now, the language that we are going to be using is C++. And then you say next. Now we have to give it a title. And remember when we said our first Scratch project, so we're going to say, give it a project title, and I'm going to say CMIN101. My first program, right? I gave it another long name. Where do I want to save this? Well, I'm going to save this in on my Dropbox folder, which I think you should all have created by now. There's my Dropbox folder, and I said okay. Then I'm going to click on the next button, and then I'm going to click on the finish button. Now that I have created my working space, this is my working environment. On the top left-hand side, it says sources, and there's a plus sign next to that. I'm going to click on the plus sign, and then it's going to click on main CPP. Now, CPP stands for an extension. You must remember we're talking about C++ programming. And main is the main man, is the main program. Let's double click on main.cpp. When I clicked on main.cpp, wow, look at this. I've got 10 lines of programming code. Line number 1 says include IO stream. Line number 2 is blank. Line number 3 says using namespace standard. Line number 4 is blank. Line number 5 says int main. Line number 6, oh, it's got an open curly bracket. Line number 7, C out, hello world. End line. Line number 8, return 0. And it's got a semicolon at the end. And line number 9 has a closed curly bracket. This is the basic structure of a C++ program. All right, I'm quite happy with that. Are you happy with that? Yes or no? Now, this is very similar to what you've seen in the www.w3schools.com C++ section. In order for me to run this program, I've got to click on build. There we go. It says build and run. Or I could have pressed the F9 key on the keyboard. So when I said build and run, hey, look at that. It gave me hello world, process returned 0, execution time 0,059 seconds, press any key to continue. So I want to press any key, or I just press my space bar. And now it comes back to my line of program code. Here I'm going to change the word world. I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to put down CMIN101 student. So I'm going to say, hello CMIN101 students. Let me now build and run. So I go to the top on my menu bar, it says build, build and run. I click on build and run. There we go. Now it says, hello CMIN101 students. I'm going to post this in our WhatsApp group. So this is me greeting you. Right. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask the question, what is climate change? So here I am programming in C++, and I'm going to ask a question, and I want you, the user, to answer this question. Let's build and run. Oops, let's do that. What's the matter? Why isn't it building and running? Let's go to build and run from the menu bar. This time you'll notice we don't have any kitty cat that says build and run, or the kitty cat is not going to do what is climate change. All right, so I'm going to post this in the Now, WhatsApp group. And for homework, I'd like you to be able to answer the question, what is climate change? One second, I'm just moving to room. Okay, I'm back in another room. Okay, let me, okay, right, I'm sorry about that. So the question says, what is climate change? And I'm now going to post this into our WhatsApp group, right? We post that in my WhatsApp group. Here's my WhatsApp group. And the question is, what is climate change? Right, so right, here I am in CMIN101. And it says my first project, codeblocks 17.12. Ah, that's the version of codeblocks that I'm going to be using. So some of my homework that I'm going to ask you is, what is this thing called codeblocks? What does cout mean? What does namespace mean? What does include IO stream mean? What is return 0 mean? What does that mean? All right. So I think I'm going to stop there because I don't want to give you too much of information right now. I simply want you to answer the questions. I'm going to say homework. What is codeblocks? What is COUT? And I would like you to create a C++. Okay. All right, I'm going to stop there. Do we have any questions? Speak now or forever hold your peace. You can unmute yourself. Hello. Right, do I have a question? Is there a question, anybody?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, ask your question.
Sir, how do we access the code block?
Ah, very good question. Let's you need to access code blocks. You can either download the software or you can access it remotely. Now, if you had a look at the WhatsApp chat, I sent you a document that enables you to access programs remotely. Let me do that. Let me just open up that document. And I am going to share that with you, right? So I've already emailed it. Let me go and access that document. right, I'm going to share my doc screen. My shared screen. My shared screen, you should see the following. Okay, I think I put it in our Dropbox folder. I'm going to share this with you. All right, so if you can check my shared screen, it should be giving you an indication of where I am. And out there it says the login procedure to access codeblocks. Now, I still haven't given you rights as yet, but I will be doing that very shortly. In order for you to access codeblocks, you will need to go and access our server. Alternatively, you can run your program on the W3 Schools website. So I'm going to upload this to the WhatsApp group. I think I did it already. You should be able to see the procedure to access Windows 10 desktop on Azure. I'm going to be doing that in the next lecture. I'm going to be doing that in the next lecture. For now, I simply want you to work on your MATLAB certification. I want you to work on Scratch, and I want you to start asking questions. What is C++? What is codeblocks? Okay. Next question. Sir, where are we supposed to submit the Scratch project? Very good question. You are going to submit the Scratch project on a Google document. But can you please hold on for now? I still have to look at your MATLAB certification. I'm still busy with some lectures and I still have meetings to attend to. So can you work on that on your own? Will that be okay? All right, P. Bongolo, that was your question. I'm going to stop the recording now. All right, so the recording stopped.